My predictions so far this season have been awful. But if there are two things that I was correct about, was that Chelsea would be in a top four race and that United would sack Ten Hag. But again, anyone with a brain would know that they're going to sack Ten Hag. But at the same time, they should not have kept him for this long. I know I said they would get top four after sacking Ten Hag. I don't think they'll do that. Again, this season's kind of shown me a lot, and I regret my I regret my predictions already. But I didn't think they'd be this bad. I really didn't think they would be this abysmal. Like, I really didn't expect this. I thought they would be 8th. I thought they'd be, I guess, mediocre, but they're not even mediocre. They're just abysmal. They're just abysmal. Like, this manager has been backed more than any manager at United post-Fergie. This guy has been backed more than any manager. And I know some people will make excuses for him, and it was baffling because it kind of told me everything there is to know about the standards that English fans have and the expectations, because it's a similar thing for England, where it's like so many people defended Southgate despite 8 years of not winning anything. These fans literally wrote to the ownership, wrote letters to keep this guy for finishing 8th. 8th. You wouldn't get the opportunity to finish 8th at Chelsea. If you finished 8th, you were here on an interim basis, not on a permanent role. You don't get the opportunity to finish 8th at Chelsea, especially staying after that. You don't stay, even if you did. So, I don't know what's wrong with these fans, but it was Man United. I'm surprised they even thought that. I don't know why. Like, if I was a United fan, I'd have called for the sack the moment he finished bottom of the Champions League group. If he started the Champions League campaign terribly as he did, I'd have probably called for the sack then. Because we're about to get knocked out of the Champions League group. That's what I'm thinking, if I was a United fan. But nah, they actually kept this guy. I don't understand. There were so many opportunities they had to sack him. Like, even before the end of the second season, really, he should not have made it to the end of the second season. Like, they'd have won the FA Cup anyway. I know their excuse for Ineos is that they didn't get their man that they wanted, but honestly, you should have sacked him before April. You can argue that they didn't have a structure set up and the right personnel at the time to be certain of that decision, but at the same time, they never wanted him to stay in the first place, so you were just better off sacking him and just getting an interim. The reason why I brought up this topic is because we're playing them at the end of the week, and some Chelsea fans are scared because now Ten Hag's gone, the players are going to be up for it, Rude's coming in on an interim basis, club legend, players love him, fans love him, the fans are going to be up for it at Old Trafford, and our record there is terrible. I get that. And that will make the fixture more difficult. However, our players don't care about that record. We beat United last time at home, but we hadn't beaten them in the Premier League for like 5 years, and then we beat them. Our players didn't care then about the record, and they don't care now. So I'm not really that worried about that. I do think it's going to be difficult, and I am a bit concerned of how well they'll probably set up. However, I'm not worried that and we could drop points. I don't think we will. I'm very confident that we will win this game, and we should. We have no excuse not to win this game. And we have no excuse not to win the game we have in 2 days' time. We have no excuse not to win the game after the United game. So I'm really not that worried. I'm not underestimating them. I still think it's going to be tough, but it's not doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom. We actually have talented players now. It's not all doom and gloom. I thought they would wait until after Chelsea to sack him, because then Rude would have like a good fresh start, because then he has like the games get a bit easier after Chelsea. So I thought they would wait until after Chelsea, but yeah. As for the other managers, I mean, there are other managers in this league that are under pressure as well. Who else? Glasner. Spursy like to give him his first win of the season. Ange might be under a bit of pressure, but again, I don't think he'll be under hectic pressure, so I think he'll be fine, maybe up until like January. Lopetegui, he'll be sacked before Christmas because his football's awful. I don't know why West Ham brought him in. Like, literally, I don't know why. Graham Potter was there. I don't know why they didn't get Graham Potter. And Gary O'Neill, I read somewhere that West Ham are considering him to replace Lopetegui. Roma already, they sacked... Honestly, this year, right, Roma, they sacked Jose Mourinho. Then they brought in Daniel De Rossi. And he did good. I don't know why they sacked him. But they sacked him after 4 games. And then they brought in this Juric guy. I don't know, Ivan Juric, I don't know his name. But they brought him in. Football's been terrible. Played terribly. They got battered yesterday, like 5-1. And now their fans want him gone. And they're rumoured to be calling for Daniel De Rossi to come back. Imagine sacking a manager, hiring a new manager, sacking that manager just to bring back the manager you sacked before him. It's embarrassing. And then there's Carlo. He'll be sacked. Carlo will definitely be sacked. I don't know if they'll sack him during the season. I don't think they need to. It's not really an emergency, but they will sack him before the end of the season. But that Real Madrid team has not been assembled well. Initially, I looked at that team and I thought, whoa, that team looks sick, if you look at the names. However, really, if you watch them, they're so underwhelming to watch. Like, I've never watched a Real Madrid side and be so bored by it. They were so underwhelming to watch. Like, getting Jude Bellingham was one thing, but signing Mbappe killed them. And I know they're looking at Xabi Alonso, but I don't know if he'll be able to play the football he wants to play with those players. I don't know who they're gonna bring in. That's gonna suit them. But it's Real Madrid, man. If you don't make it there, if you're not good at Real Madrid, you don't really last long. So yeah, it's not really the end of the world for them. And rightfully so that they want Carlo out, because Carlo, I love Carlo, one of my favourite managers, but the football's not been great for a long time. And getting slapped up by Barcelona 4-0 at your own ground, yeah, you can't have that. You did that once, you can't do that again. I'm not even surprised Mbappe has not played well, because I don't rate Mbappe, I don't rate Jude Bellingham, I don't rate these players, I really don't. I think they're good, but they're just standard good. They're not really that good. I think the Ballon d'Or awards show is tonight, and I read somewhere that Rodri is going to win it, and that's good. It's very good for football. So far, good week for football. And in 2 days' time, we're playing Newcastle. I can't wait to see. I think we'll play the second team against them. And then we go on forth to beat United at Old Trafford. So, yeah, it's a good week for football. So, Ineos have appointed Ruben Amorim. I don't think he's starting at the Chelsea game. I think he'll be in the stands, but after that, he'll start, which is good. Let Rude have those 2 games and then give Amorim a fresh start. Ineos definitely wanted this guy, definitely. It wasn't just like everything's planned. I see why they took a while to sack the manager. I think they didn't want to make the mistake that Clearlake made in the first season, where they'd already gone to had like 4 different people in the dugout within one season with a lot of money spent. They wanted to be more cautious, so it was very understandable. That's why when a lot of people were going at Ineos, like I believe they still had a plan. I think they just wanted to be very certain. It's a good appointment.